Hello, ladies, gents, and seekers of the unknown. Flirting with despair, we're going to continue our ascent to enlightenment of Borden J. Peterson, a very famous, well-known doctor that has given himself to the arts of the occult. We were in the middle of dealing with our rival, the dastardly Spencer Hobson. He is erratic, so hopefully he will not create evidence out of this notoriety. I don't really have much of a way to get rid of him just yet. We continue our work at the Institute, where we just slave away, treating those poor bastards that cannot find joy in their lives. We give them perhaps a reason not to kill themselves today. We are improving our Latin currently. I have found a tome that will let me do just so that way I can translate some of the occult tomes that I have collected from Moreland's shop from the exploration that I have indulged in, which, by the way, we might as well get some of that done, unless I have something else that I want to do. And with my exploration, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do right now. We are perhaps attracting another acquaintance to our purview. We can have another wonderful ally to our cause. Another thing that I should do is find the strange streets by moonlight again, and get myself that aspect of knock that will enable me to make these guys into actual useful people, because level 2 is kind of garbage. You can think about it, about a 20% chance of succeeding, so you definitely want to send disciples at the very least into your things. Although you can pile up these people in the expeditions, you'll have an easier time. I do have a bomb maker over there. I can possibly send the bomb maker to murder our enemies, but since he's erratic, hopefully he will not be able to create some evidence. What else is going on? Well, we are healing from an affliction that has befallen me recently. It is very upsetting, but thankfully it will come to pass after a good night's sleep and some timely drugs. Something I do want to do is, I don't want to go for enlightenment this time around, even though Borden J. Peterson does suggest that he would go for enlightenment. He discovers that the truth is variable and meaningless, so he has given himself to power. All he wants to do is attain power. So for that, he needs to just have a good night of thinking about it, and he will change his tune on what he desires. Let's go and get another book, since we are right now still talking and doing stuff. Let's go get another book. It's pretty damn important. And let that timer pass faster, please. We got this. We got our first successful expedition recently. This will give me a little bit of contentment. That's good stuff. Collect everything. Back to work. I have been told, yeah, work at the Institute. It never changes. But the upside is extremely reliable income, and it doesn't have a timer to run out if you don't go there. So it is an on-demand job that I can stop at any time, and it's very reliable. So it's just something that you don't have to worry too much about. Although climbing through your career, it was very entertaining. So I don't know, I might just throw it away just to make it a little more interesting. So let's dream of this temptation. Should I dedicate myself to this purpose, or focus on my efforts elsewhere? We're going to do that. We're going to reflect upon reason instead. No, we're going to reflect upon passion. Yeah, passion will make me desire power. If I were to put health in there, my goal will be sensation. I honestly have not seen a single difference on, perhaps later on, to level up your desire. It will require different things. For now, though, we're going to attain power through unlocking doors. That's what's going to happen right there. It's a very compelling goal. See, we get On the White, winter-based lore. Solomon Husher writes, perhaps allegorically, of winter and its long, slow, doomed romance with the sun. The epigraph is sunset at noon. Winter lore is very good. It's very useful for summonings. I have done some highness summonings with it. Also, damn useful for one of your minions. Having winter lore is like a silent assassin kind of thing. I really like it. I really like my good trusty assassin. Yeah, let's go get more books. I am one to be quite erudite. I must have more entertainment. We get some contentment. We have learned Latin. The doors of the Palace of Memory are opened. We can now study with Latin. We can translate the Orchid Transfigurations. Or we can also translate the Horus. I don't have either red or gray, so might as well do that. It really doesn't matter. Lock the study door. The work begins. So we're going to translate this thing. I really should have looked at the description of that book. I still can do it. In Latin 19th century reprint of the 14th century Latin translation of a 4th century work. Doesn't really tell me what the hell it's about yet. We have made another acquaintance. Gather some mystique in the way. Our watchman's secret has been used. Eau Claire, an acquaintance. Eau Claire has a scholarly aspect and a morbid streak. I am sure that morbid streak will come quite useful. I don't think I have anything else to talk about right now. Considering the evidence I have found notoriety, they will try to use the created upgrade evidence. There's no evidence right now, so he might create some notoriety, but he might not because he's erratic. What is there that I can do? I can talk to one of my people, and they will do some cult business. I can talk to the bomb maker. What can you do if I send you to do cult work? Abduct a stranger? Not really something I wanted to do, but why the hell not? My believer will struggle to abduct a victim, but they may be lucky. I think that's the aspect of Edge. With only 3, that's not going to be very good. Why the hell not? I would like to have a prisoner. Get myself some notoriety. Oh, okay, this is the book that I found in Moreland's shop. I thought that it was the translator. It's like, I remember it was freaking gray. What the hell's going on here? Alright, that goes over there. The 17th century mystic and antiquarian Claude Hersault describes divergent incidents in 5 major histories. This is, see? Pink? Fuchsia, I guess you can call it. Fuchsia. As opposed to purple. So that's just going to be another one of these, which I really don't need right now, so this will be a very low priority. What we can do, we're going to send one of our fellas, Sturdy Disciple, go explore the city. See if we can get those Tangle Streets by Moonlight. Now we get a hireling. What you got? 3 moth. Not terribly enthused about your 3 moth. My goal is power now. I have refocused my intentions. My predecessors wielded the power of remaking, a power that impresses generals, physicists could only dream of. So shall I, though the power might sear me. Back to the white door with you. Look forward to having fantastic things happening. I don't think that I know the path to the white door to the bounds, but that path is thronged with the dead who pass that way. I will need health to resist their chill. Pretty sure there's nothing else I can. Oh yeah, there you go. That's what I needed. There, to the stag door. I never saw that shine until just now. The ascent is slow. Winds from nowhere pluck at me. My skin is stained with light. The wood shivers with motion far below. My pants start falling. This is the nightmare in the high school all over again. Alright. Collect more money from the Institute. Those fools keep giving me money even though all I do is just sit there, listen to their problems and tell them maybe you should just kill yourself. But I never get reported. Thankfully, this erratic fool failed to use my notoriety to do anything with this. I think we're going to just keep him around until he becomes a nuisance. For now, he's nothing but a pathetic worm beneath my foot. We have translated the Horus. The whore is Book 1. An occasionally coherent catalogue of the secret gods. This is an English translation of the volume dealing with the power of the wood. This is moth lore. Of which I have none, so might as well study it right now. I don't think that I have anything else to study right this moment, so go for it. I could maybe upgrade one of these. That's about as about the extent of my aspirations with the study right now. Alright, back to exploring with you. I would like to see those streets of Moonlight because it would be nice to ascend one of my fellas. No, that's not what I wanted. Back to work with you. And now, we give back our temptation. The way of the wood, the white door is no longer necessary. The stag door, a ridged barrier of blood-streaked horn, huge enough for a ship to pass. It was broken long ago, and even now the scars are not quite healed. In a declivity beside the door rests a vast wounded golden head. Its mouth would be large enough to swallow me, were its jaw not shattered. It is the name, Gerby. It begins to intone its riddle. How many black men does it take to screw in a light bulb? Turns out the Gerby is a horrible racist, and all what we need to do is search 4chan for the right solution. Alright, let's see what this riddle entails. In my dream, I will stand again before the stag door, a ridged barrier of blood-streaked horn, broken long ago, not yet quite healed. That vast and golden head, Gerby, will await the answer to my riddle. What is the riddle? Oh, there it is. Oh, I think I can simply click the thing. I didn't need to dream off it. Derp. Now we got that locked away in a 60-second timer. What must open before this way opens? Answer this riddle to pass the stag door. And be accounted a no. What must open before this way opens? Lore? This is not the answer. The answer is, I've learned, a random lore of level 6 or more. So anytime that we get a level 6, we're just going to chuck it in there. For him to speak of opening, I assume it's going to be a knock lore, but it could be anything. This is not the answer. All right. Well, go have yourself, Gerby, and your racist riddles. I have no patience for you. We have attempted an abduction with a currently packaged prisoner. All right. Our bomb maker has returned with some notoriety. Unfortunately, a hapless prisoner that will probably rot in jail, and some funds that the prisoner was carrying. Hey, we got our Street Strange by Moonlight. We're going to explore them. In 30 seconds, hopefully, we'll get that aspect of knock that will enable me to get another one of these fellas upgraded. So we're just going to leave that there for now. So let's just let time pass. The time pass, we continue studying our various tomes of horrible accounts of things in the past. We also get some erudition to come with it, and a barber's warning that is the lowest level of moth. Not terribly enthused about getting the lowest level. I thought that translating a tome, at least it would be a level 2. Let's start the study on the white. On closer investigation, the work seems to be a theory of aesthetics, or perhaps a set of warnings about the dangers of painting. Alrighty? Really, really dangerous. You can just stub your toe with the easel. You can painting and then the brush jumps over and just stabs you in the eye. There's so many dangers that can happen. We get some contentment out of exploring the streets. Don't really care for contentment. I want my fracture so that we may upgrade one of our fellows. We're going to get a little bit of a little bit of restlessness. Start that. Here we got also this thing that it makes no difference to what we're trying to accomplish. Trying to get those. No, stop giving me contentment. Give me that knock. Yeah, we get that back. Oh, jeez. Where did that drop? My temptation. There it is. We could use a. Why? Why will you drop the work with? Oh, it didn't. It just moved because it slapped the restlessness behind that. It really should not do that. I am sure they get that patched up. Like, it really shouldn't move your verbs from where you have them, your actions. But I'm sure there will be patches. Already there's been a whole bunch of patching. Okay, the stag door riddle was unanswered. We're going to need a far more lore, and we are just so very content at this moment. We're just going to go back to the white door because that will actually give me something that I desire. So in there goes the health. Now I can approach the white door through the bounds. We'll get all kinds of useful things. We have studied on the white. Husher writes distractedly of his hatred of colors and his yearning for death. He hints at a great work that he has envisaged or begun where the palest of paintings will enthrall the world. he returns again and again to certain compelling phrases, which he claims are the secret words of winter. The phrase goes, "How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood?" Truly a sexton secret. Truly, absolutely intriguing. Certain knowledge, it is said, can be expressed only through the particular quality of a silence. It's a silence of 3 parts. It has been suggested that one can only read such knowledge with one eye closed, but only by mischievous commentators. Whatever. But we get some winter. I also did not read the barber's warning, which has the moth aspect. A power of the wood enjoys the separation of the lock from the scalp. For attention, burn it. For opportunity, bury it. Yes, very, very straightforward, of course. Translate on a tome. Do it right now. Waiting to get that aspect of knock. It is exactly what I wanted. Might as well continue exploring. Why the hell not? We're going to induct another one of our wonderful acquaintances, not believers, into a disciple. We're going to use all of our lore. What do we want? Here's a lantern that can go to level 5. Yeah, heart. This will destroy notoriety. Very useful stuff. Moth already upgraded. Forge. We don't know her yet. Another disciple of Moth. Well, 2 acquaintances. I totally could have inducted these people into the cult a long time ago. But anyway, let's upgrade this lady to have level 5 heart, which enables me to... yeah, to get rid of notoriety, of reputation. My follower will kneel as a novice and rise as an initiate. I will administer the necessary oaths myself. Kneel! Kneel! 1 knee in the ground. 2 kneel in the ground. Now open your mouth. Let me disrobe. This is that kind of cult. What, you thought this was all about knowledge and power? No, it's orgy. Orgies all day long. It's going to be fantastic. Back to work for you. Well, another restlessness gives me dread. Stop putting the temptation there. You're very annoying. We get a little glimmering. Do I want to explore some more? Do I want to maybe get another book? I would like to get another fracture. So that way we can upgrade another fellow. Another pathetic little fool. Trying to follow in my footsteps. Definitely don't want restlessness. So let's go to the Orchard of Lights. I feel like we have seen a lot of the Lodge of the Sage Knight. She gives me favors from authority. That's good to remember, by the way. Favors from authority. They happen here. Let's remember that. But let's go to the Orchard. That is nice. Got a Forgotten Chronicle out of that. A story of a city without a gate. Of a queen who was not born. Of a war which was not fought. Sounds like my constipation right now. Last night, I walked in the Orchard of Lights. I plucked the fruit which is always ripe and consumed it in 2 bites. And the taste is not to be forgotten. As I licked the glowing juices from my fingers, I saw a message carved in the bark of the tree. When I woke, I recorded that message, all I could remember in my diary. The message said, "Under the stone there's a key. This key opens the key to happiness." It turned out to be a fortune cookie. Okay, that goes there. Back over there. We're going back into the the white door. Good things happen at the white door. And I am ready. Ooh, there's zoom levels that you can do with the numbers. I pressed it by mistake. We have translated the Orchid Transfigurations. It is the 2nd volume of a compilation of quasi Rosicrucian allegories, supposedly by Robert Flood. This is a later English translation by me. I translated it all by myself. Read this volume of the Orchid Transfigurations. Flood, or pseudo-Flood, suggests alignments between the alchemical tradition of Rubedo and the older Grail traditions, though through the Pine Knight's quest for the Cinnabar Cup. Of course. Everything makes sense. That was not a word salad at all. Alright, we have promoted a believer. We got our lore back. Dorothy is now a disciple. To see who was as flesh, I offer my wounds. To she who was stone, I offer this moment, where my old self devised from my new. To she who came from light, I offer my secrets. To she who has the big hips, I offer my jizz. The door is opened. Let's make another cultist immediately. With my Inguvine right. We will make Granita. Let's just use her. Make Eau Claire an acquaintance, make her into a believer. There you go. Another induction. Fantastic ceremony. Takes part. Unpause that garbage. We got some fascination. Warp, 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 warp. I see the spare mountain. Let's go to the club. I feel like there's something I've not seen in the club. I would like to go there and see whether there's anything other than contentment and notoriety coming out of there and fascination. There has to be something good. Maybe you can get patrons there. The interested love beneath the soft drapes. We have seen this before. Yeah. Start. Allure at the Ecdysis Club. Shit. We just got some fascination. Awesome. In tonight's performance, Amethyst, a net-wielding hunter, pursues a veil-winged woman through a murmuring maze of leaf-clad dancers. Each movement is underwater slow. Sounds like super pretentious bullshit to me. Let's just go on and let that fascination take place. I am very curious, though. There has to be something more useful than this. It does seem to be a very, very easy way to get contentment, though. The lights go down very gradually, and the performance ends. There's no applause. We each drift into the street along with our dream. Because it was pretentious garbage, and everybody's like, what the hell was this garbage? I don't understand what just happened there. But they took my money, so it must have been good. Let's go get another... Let's go get another tome. It seems that I have done some good on the Institute. Let's see if we can do some bad next time around. Sorry, we don't have any health put in there. We're going to benefit greatly from the white door. Eau Claire is a believer. Now she's a believer of winter. Eau Claire is quiet, meticulous, and remorseless. That's exactly the kind of person that I'm seeking. I desire to have yet another one, so we're going to have another ceremony. We have a 3-for-2 offer today, 50% off. That was 33% off, but don't look at it closely. More timers run down. We go back. Oh man, I should just go for the furtive truth. You can never have enough of these lores, but I am far too curious. What might be? What might be this card? Contentment. I didn't even check what was that. We got some contentment, yay. The hours have been called unmerciful, but they permit sleepers sometimes to walk in the orchard of lights. Just remember, though, that contentment spawns from there. I might be able to get... Although, you know, if you're going to sleep to get contentment, might as well go for the surefire thing and put some money in there. Some money. Anyway, the orchard of lights, where each fruit glows like a sunset, where the roots of the trees are shaped for peaceful rest, where the mist soothes the heart. It was there last night. I was there last night, and the taste of the fruit lingers, sharp and sweet as the passage of spring to summer. Some dread has been pulled in, but I also have contentment. So no big deal. I will return in my dreams to these fascinating places. We have found the 6 letters of necessity. It is peeing, pooping, eating, sleeping, shagging, and pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. Warning and confessions about the cost of the invisible. Okay. The cost of the invisible arts, addressed to a student by the 17th century magus and reputed immortal, Julian Coselli. Very reputable immortal. We have all heard about the immortal guy that was in the antiquity. I guess only if you go in certain circles you will hear of the immortal guy. The Anunnaki. Seek the cup in the birthing bed. The Pine Knight is told. This is smut. This is total smut. This is all allegories and just this is all dog whistles for a depraved orgy shenanigans. Seek the cup in the birthing bed. What do you think that means? The Pine Knight is told. The midwife at the birthing bed, to his amazement, is the Mountain Mother. This is so freaking filthy. I cannot even stand I can't even stand reading more, but I will. In a fit of awe, he both gelds and flays himself. I flay myself every day. The vigilant storm bursts joyfully from the remains. Flaying yourself. It's, euphemism for you know what. Let's put that over there. We have found a mega... What's that again? Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in on this. A Megaletian incantation. The Great Mother remembers. What does she remember? Her birthday? Does she remember my birthday? Do I get a present soon? Start reading the 6 letters on necessity. Coselli's tone is urgent, as if he suspected that he has a load in his pants. Alright. Continue on. We have received yet another disciple, as in a believer. She is of the Grail. Rhaenyra continues to pursue her appetites discreetly, although her ambitions have grown. Neato. I would like some lore to be able to... Some trappings to be able to ascend some more of these idiots. Is there anything that I want to do? I'm done with acquaintances, right? Yeah, it's just a matter of upgrading them. So for now... Can talk to one of my fellas. Can I talk to this prisoner? What happens here? Oh, absolutely nothing. Okay. What happens if I do this and I put this guy in the cupboard? No? Nah, this is only to entrap people. I really want to know how to upgrade my temporary headquarters. I would like to, live in a freaking ivory tower where we can conduct all kinds of heinous business without being disturbed by the authorities. This is just not a headquarters fit for my stature right now. I guess we're going to wait to see if we get that aspect right now. Okay, we get fascination put in there. We get contentment put in there. So this is going to go away. But we do have this dread right here. So hopefully it will get pulled to counter the fascination. Okay, this will totally go to nothing. That's fantastic. Okay, we're not in danger. That is... The important thing is, the moment these timers show up, you always have to check. Am I in danger? Am I in danger of these stuff getting out of control? Right now the answer is no. So that's good. We have found the subtle fracture, exactly what I wanted. This pleases me. I would like to get some more subtle fractures, please. Go ahead. Get some more ceremonies underway with all of my knock. What do we want now? We got a level 5 here. Level 5 here. Another moth would be nice, but let's get a level 5 winter lady. Promote the believer by invoking knock. We have done this ceremony before. We know all about it. By the way, we had another disciple that did not read the description, because every time you upgrade them, the description changes. Dorothy's enthusiasm has become an obsession. She will not cease, and how she loves to dance. Yeah, okay, this is already something that we have seen. They are all believers. Everything's going according to plan. Everything will fall into place. Every piece of the puzzle will eventually draw a beautiful picture of all of my enemies dying. We got glimmering erudition. This was a terribly waste of a dream. The sun in splendor, the hour who once ruled the Mansus, was known to walk in the orchard before his terrible division. Sometimes his remnants walk here still. Sometimes I see the chilly radiance of the meniscate through the trees, or the chillier radiance of the sun in rags. Were they to come upon me, it might be my end, but to see them in the distance is a gift of insight. There's something about sun in rags. I really like this. I don't know why, there's something that really is intriguing and appealing of just this string of words. The sun in rags, it just paints this really strange picture in my mind. I'm being taken by the cultist myself. This is getting too meta for me. Erudition. Even the soon can be divided, though it require the forge of days for its division. A smith's secret. There's an aspect of forge. Up it goes. We get to study some more. What else can we study? We do not know Sanskrit, so this is not going to be studied just yet. But we're going to, I guess, study one of these. The prologue warns at length of the iniquities of the one Julian Cosili, a former colleague who her salt now describes darkly as a worm of worms. We have read of Kosili. We just read he was the disciple of the Forge, I guess. That describes Darkling as a worm of worms. It seems Kosili advised Hersault early in the writing of the book, but Hersault later became suspicious. Some deep lore going on right here. Let's go back to the dreamland. Off you go. And now I feel like we are now entering. We've been a little while in it, but it feels like we are very much in the mid game. Like, oh nice, we got another subtle fracture to get another upgrade. Another dude. We're entering the mid game. We are trying to build up our lore collection. That is our current aspiration. To do that, we are trying to get as many books as possible. Soon, though, these will not be enough. We're going to have to do a whole bunch of expeditions. So I really need to get around to that and get some more expeditions launched. But for that, it is extremely useful to get better disciples, better believers, better dudes to send into those missions. The way you don't have to rely on hirelings. All right, we have gathered another. Eau Claire has become a disciple. Eau Claire rarely speaks. She chooses her words with care. Even her movements have become economical. She is never seen to blink. She is a total weirdo, creeps me out. But hey, she does good business, so we're going to keep her around. Along with... Let's get one of the lantern right here. Pope Clifton, I believe her. We're going to make her into a level 5 lantern person. We have got another tome, Traveling at Night, Volume 2. The Annotated Dream Journals of Christopher Illopoli, sometimes called the One-Readable Occultist. Literate, entertaining, bewildering. This is the second volume. Wonderful! I believe we have a expedition place there. We're not ready yet. I don't feel ready. I mean, I feel like we got lucky in the previous expedition. We just happened to have the aspect that we needed. Perhaps I don't want to push my luck just yet. Oh, I was about to see what I studied, but instead we have discovered an icy atmosphere. This is an aspect of winter. I don't really need this right now. The air crisps the skin, frost marks the glass. Trappings of winter. You see what else we can find at the orchard. Another glimmering. But you see in the Lodge of the Satan's Knight, there was a freaking lore piece. So really that would have been much, much better. But we did see the glimmering. For the glimmering, we get the same dialogue as before. We have a second glimmering right there. Might be tempted now, thanks to this glimmering, to maybe see if we can get even more passion. For that, we will need 6. Nah, it's pretty far-fetched to be able to get it. Anyway, we studied this thing. Hersault identifies blood, silver, design, and the worms as the central axis of each of the histories, and claims that the so-called Senka history is the true one. And occult scrap is like the most garbage thing we can get out of a tome. Not terribly pleased about that one. But let's just study Traveling at Night. There is an extensive discussion of the similarities between Illopoli's own dreams and those of the Emperor Elagabalus. Wonderful name. Who Illopoli regards as a dupe or avatar of the sun in rags. The widest west of the world, Illopoli remarks, and winter does not wait forever. Truly inspiring prose. Back to the white door with you. I shall give you health to pass the barricade. We have discovered another tome, Apollo and Marsyas. Marsyas or Marsyas? I don't know. The libretto of a lost opera concerning the contest between Apollo and Marsyas and its tragic outcome. The librettist is identified only by their initials, Rowling K and J. Okay, another tome for me to have a fantastic time reading. I am ever so excited to continue learning of the horrible things in which my predecessors have been destroyed by the knowledge of the occult. I am not daunted. What you got? Oh yeah, this is my money-making machine. No, stop it, stop it. Misclicks everywhere. I really need to start hitting S to start the timers instead of being a fool and hitting the button. Alright, another idiot. Another idiot for my cause. How do you do? Clifton's devotions have grown complex. His eyes have grown wide and shining. His voice has become even louder. His neck pulsates with veins. He is about to explode. Alright. We can talk. Nah, we're not gonna talk to nobody. How about we try? How about we try to do an expedition? What kind of aspects do I have? I have 5 heart, 5 moth, 2 moth, 5 winter, 5 lantern, 2 forge, 2 grail, and 2 edge. Really could use some more edge. Let's see if we can find a disciple out there with edge. Because I think that might be the thing that is missing from my arsenal right now. Alright, we have found a Sanskrit tome that is not going to... Oh, it's actually in fact, what teaches me Sanskrit. That is fantastic. A lucid book, which outlines a careful path through the thickets of a vast and complex language. Immediately study that garbage. Oh, only 22 seconds left. Do that. Let's win an auction. Let's do it. Start it. Boing. I don't know what it is. I'm going to buy it. The Skeleton Songs. Poems of greedy delight composed by the possibly pseudonymous Arabella Dusk. The rumored heiress turned madam turned poetess. Neat. Sounds like something I would like to have. To have everything. What do you have? Restlessness? No thanks? Here's my question. Every time you get restlessness, does it preordain what you're going to get in the others? That sounds very, very... that sounds very familiar. Let's keep track of that. I'm sure there's a method to this madness. If you get restlessness here, I think this is the second time I get contentment out of the orchard. So, good to know. Maybe we can start predicting what we're going to get. And that way we can exploit this thing even more. I mean, it's not exploit, it's exactly the mechanics of the game, going over and over and over in my dreams to see what we can get. A Sexton secret. Okay, we got a second piece of lore of winter. Elagabalus found his way to the white door at last, thankfully. Speech can't pass the white door, and honestly, Elagabalus never had anything very interesting to say. I tried to follow in his footsteps, but I never learned enough of the white. I suppose I'm thankful for that too. But here's what I do know. Boink. A Sexton secret has been discovered. We have a erudition. We have pretty much everything. This is a fantastic opportunity to upgrade that Sexton secret into something that we can use. A higher level winter lore. Let's do it. These are the words which chill the air and drink the color of my skin. Very poetic. We got our tome. Nobody bid higher than us. This pleases me. The auctioneer makes a note of my name and signals one of the attendants. I have my praise. I hope it's worth it. Give me more tomes. Right now, I am not very much interested in anything other than more tomes, please. This rite requires the sacrifice of lore, right? Never going to be used. Never going to be used. Lore is far too useful. I mean, you will have to be in dire straits. I really need something out of the Mansus in order to want to ever use that. I don't think that this rite will ever see the inside of my temporary headquarters. Okay, what you got? The Humors of a Gentleman. Samuel Savage, satirical comedy of the intrigues of the ailing but cunning John Son, his mistress Mavelyn, her lover Leo, and the absurd Corvino, and her horrible yeast infection. Alright. Let's put that in there. I require another book. I must study more. I want to learn Sanskrit as well. An icy atmosphere. We also saw this before. And I believe there was a glimmering and a piece of lore. Nope. Okay, it's not the same. Definitely not the same. I wish I had picked the orchard because a favor from authority is kind of garbage. Already read all that text too, so not even going to bother reading that. Alright. Back to the dreams with you. Like, there's nothing plaguing my life right now, so we can just continue dreaming forever. Alrighty. Traveling at Night Volume 1. We saw Volume 2 the other earlier than in a different episode, I believe. The Annotated Dream Journals of Christopher Illopoli. Christopher Illopoli, sometimes called the only readable occultist, literally entertaining and bewildering. We have read Volume 2, so now we can see what the hell the story was about. That's the problem. We didn't have the first volume. This is like jumping into a comic book on issue 7. What the hell are you even doing? Start at the beginning, moron. Okay, let's get me some more books. It has been 39 minutes. What is happening? Okay, back to the work with you. We have... Oh, a patron. Ooh. Mystique, the Watchman Seeker. Who are you? Count Jannings. Count Gottlob Jannings represents a continental confraternity of physicians and duelists. Physicians and duelists. Okay, why those two particular professions? That is like saying that like strawberry pickers and rocket scientists. It's like, what? He could use your assistance. I guess, you know, when you're a duelist, you want to also have physicians so they can, you know, heal the wounds that they inflict on one another. Anyway, we have many kind of acquaintances of a new patron Count Jannings. Count Gottlob Jannings represents a continental confraternity, blah, blah, blah. Use your assistance. Let's see what he has to say. The Good Count's fraternity in Europe is seeking a particular research. We're going to talk to him, but not just yet. We're going to leave this episode right here. We're building our collection of lore. That is what's happening right now. Building a collection of lore. Soon we're going to start doing pretty hardcore expeditions once we build up our troop of very scrappy survivors. They will not all survive. Continue to studying all that stuff. All that matters is building up that collection of lore. All that I want is to become more knowledgeable of the ways of the occult. And that shall happen. That shall happen eventually. Unless I give in to despair. Unless I get fascinated with the horrible visions that I don't have right now. Unless Spencer Hobson finally erratically finds some way to convict me. All these things can happen. Also, I can fall to decrepitude, but that is very unlikely. Health is pretty sturdy. You can replenish it pretty easily. In any case, I hope that you're enjoying yourself. There's quite a lot of enthusiasm. I am surprised, in fact. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the comments. There's a small but pretty staunch following for this. So I'm very happy about that. I hope that you're enjoying yourself, indeed. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, just bring more fools into your cause.